Hi everyone, welcome to Lola's Frugal Life. This is episode number 172, and this is my weekly meal plan episode. So please stick around for a few quick words from our sponsor and we'll get right into the show. Today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. If there is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it's professional counseling done securely online. There is a broad range of expertise available, which may not be available to you locally. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/Lola, that's better HELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Lola's Frugal Life listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Lola. Okay, everyone, so it's time for the weekly meal plan. If you haven't listened before in this episode, I just share with you what's on my meal plan for the upcoming week for my family. It's pretty much just a plan for dinners. We don't really plan breakfast and lunch. I will tell you where the recipes came from for anything that does have a link to the recipe that you can go, to allrecipes.com or whatever to get the recipe. And I do use a rotation of meals, so we'll definitely repeat recipes over the course of time. This is more just to maybe motivate you to put your meal plan together, to give you some ideas of some things you might want to make that maybe you haven't made in a while. Or, of course, you could follow along with it with any of the recipes if you wanted to. This week is going to be a little bit different as far as the meals because St. Patrick's Day is next week, and I always like to go overboard whenever I can on making things related to those types of holidays. So I have several days in here where I'm making St. Patrick's Day type foods. I'm only a little bit Irish, but I still like to always kind of go overboard when I can. So anyway, the meal plan starts on Saturday. It goes through Friday. The episode comes out every Wednesday. That way, if you were going to make any of these recipes, you'd have time to get your ingredient list together for your meal plan for what you need to buy from the grocery store. So this Saturday, we are doing sausage and peppers for a dozen, which is from allrecipes.com. And this recipe is kind of it's kind of geared towards making sausage and pepper sandwiches with making sausage and peppers in the crock pot. But I actually just wind up using it usually as a side dish, or not as a side dish, but part of the main meal. And not making sandwiches with it though. And I am making an easy ravioli bake on the side, which is from BettyCrocker.com. And it's just a really quick lasagna type thing, but with ravioli. So it's kind of just sauce, raviolis, cheese, or whatever. Ravioli, sauce, cheese. I think I said it backwards. The sauce and the cheese. It's just a quick bake like that, and it goes really good with the sausage and peppers. So that's what we're doing for Saturday. So Sunday, I am doing slow cooker corned beef and cabbage. But when I do this recipe, just a note, if you don't like the cabbage to get super salty from the corned beef, just cook the cabbage separately. I actually don't put the cabbage in there anymore because I feel like the corned beef and then when the cabbage is so salty with all those seasonings, it just can be overwhelming. Of course, you might like it that way, but if you don't, maybe just consider just cooking the corned beef on its own and then cooking the cabbage separately. So I'm actually not, by the way, that recipe is from allrecipes.com. It was called Slow Cooker Corned Beef and Cabbage. So I'm just doing the corned beef in the crock pot, and then instead on the side, I'm not doing just plain cabbage. I'm doing this recipe that's called Easy Irish Colcannon. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly, but it's basically like mashed potatoes with cabbage in it. And it's really good, and it goes really good on the side with the corned beef. So that's what we are doing for Sunday. So I'm making that meal on the weekend rather than on St. Patrick's Day, which falls on a Wednesday. And my whole family won't be home on that Wednesday anyway, so I wanted to kind of do the meal on the weekend. So that's that. Then Monday we're doing hamburgers. I don't really have a recipe for that. I just take ground beef and make patties and cook them up. Then we're also doing on the side oven fresh seasoned potato wedges, which is from allrecipes.com. It's just a simple wedge potato. You just take the potatoes and cut them up into wedges, and you toss them in a bag with olive oil and salt and pepper, or wait, not salt and pepper, like garlic powder, onion powder, Parmesan cheese, stuff like that, and then you just bake them, and they come out really good as a side for the hamburgers. And we're doing a can of pork and beans, and I'm also making homemade black bean veggie burgers from allrecipes.com for my daughter who doesn't eat meat. She'll have that for her burger. Then on Tuesday we are doing Chipotle night. So I don't have a recipe for this, but what we do when we do Chipotle night is I just make some chicken. I cut it up in small little pieces, broil it in the oven so it gets like just slightly almost crispy, and then I'll put out like brown rice, cheddar cheese, avocado, sour cream, black beans, like all that kind of stuff, and we just make like homemade Chipotle bowls for that night. For Wednesday, we're going to do another Irish type meal. We are doing bangers and raviolis. So bangers are like an Irish type sausage, and then the raviolis that we're having with them are these really cute shamrock shaped raviolis that I get at Costco every year. And it's kind of like a joke with my family because I always tell them I'm going to make the traditional shamrock shaped raviolis, like as if that was actually a traditional Irish food. So it's just kind of something that we've done over the years. So we always get the shamrock shaped raviolis at Costco, and they're like green on one side and regular color ravioli on the other side. So I don't know, it's just something cute. We always make that. So I'm going to do the bangers with the raviolis for Wednesday as another like St. Patty's Day type thing. And then we have one more on Thursday with the St. Patrick's theme. On Thursday, we are doing breakfast for dinner, which is something I do typically do on some Thursdays. We usually either do soup and grilled cheese or breakfast for dinner on Thursdays because that's the night I go grocery shopping, so I try and keep it simpler. But with our breakfast for dinner, we are going to make Chef John's corned beef hash with some of the leftover corned beef from Sunday. So that recipe is at allrecipes.com. If you like corned beef hash, but you've only had like the kind that comes in a can, I would definitely suggest trying to make the homemade kind. It's really, really good. So that's what we're going to do for Thursday. So we're going to do the corned beef hash kind of as our main kind of breakfast food, and then I'm going to do scrambled eggs on the side with that. And then I'm also going to make home fried potatoes in the air fryer, where I just kind of chop up potatoes, peppers, and onions. Now I know there's already potatoes in the corned beef hash, so I wouldn't normally do that, but my daughter who won't eat that, who doesn't eat meat, isn't going to want to just eat scrambled eggs, so I'll make the potatoes also so that if someone just wants the potatoes and scrambled eggs, they can do that and not eat the corned beef hash. So that's Thursday. So Friday, this is the last meal for the week, the last meal in the meal plan. We are doing porcupines, which is from allrecipes.com. This is kind of like a meatball type thing, but it's like ground turkey with rice in it, and you cook it in sauce. I don't serve it with pasta. I usually serve it with like potatoes or egg noodles. This week we're doing it with egg noodles. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm doing it with mashed potatoes. I looked at the wrong thing. I don't ever serve that with egg noodles. I don't know why I said that. I usually serve it with like either like a rice, which is probably not the best because it already has rice in it, but it does go good with it. But the best thing that I like to serve it with is mashed potatoes. So we're making it with Chef John's Perfect Mashed Potatoes, which is from allrecipes.com also. It's nothing special. It's just kind of the technique to cook the potatoes, and I really like it. It's super easy. You just cut the potatoes in half and boil them, and then you mash them, and you when they're done boiling, you like turn the heat on, you put them back into the pot, and you turn the heat on with no water in there, and it kind of like lets some of the water out of the potatoes evaporate, and they come out really good that way. I guess they can absorb more of the milk and butter and stuff when you add it, if you kind of let some of the water evaporate out of them first by turning the heat on. And then I'm just doing a can of corn with that on Friday. So that's it for this week's meal plan. I hope this was helpful in some way. If you'd like to reach out to me for anything, You can reach me at facebook.com/Lola'sFrugalLife. We also have a private listeners group, which is facebook.com/group/Lola'sFrugalLife. I check it pretty much every day, so I'll admit you to the group as soon as I see it. You can also email me at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you with any episode suggestions, questions, anything like that, anything that would make the show more helpful to you. I do just want to quickly mention there is a link in the episode details to financially support the show if that's something you're interested. Again, I do not expect that, just throwing it out there. I've never said it on my past episodes, but I'm like, I might as well just say it. You never know. Maybe someone's interested in doing that. I know that some people do. So that's that. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day.